I have seen Molly in this game get lobbed from 45 yards. I don't know if you remember the inaugural episodes of the Women's FM show where I was very displeased. I've got some demons to exercise here.
Molly has a driven personality.
If
So
Molly
she
can
may have
drive
got
a
lobbed
couple
from
of extra
45
inches into her
degrees,
heels,
but she
then
tried her
feel free.
best to get to that
No,
fucking ball.
she did jump. I'll grant her that, but it was ineffective, I would say. You will notice that Molly only has an area reach of 11.
Welcome, audience, to the WFM Show. My name is Alice, and this is your home for all things women's football in the beautiful game of Football Manager. Now, audience, we have a saying at the WFM Show, and it goes, all roads lead to Jenna Park, and never has that term been true enough that it has in today's episode. But before we get on to that, Ank, how are you doing?
Pretty good. It was a beautiful day today, but I opened an umbrella at work and the umbrella tried to fly away. Like a sun patio umbrella rather than a hiding from the rain umbrella.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wind was aggressive.
I hate the sun, so you'll never find me outside anyway.
But what about under an umbrella outside?
Still outside.
Sensibly?
It feels early to be telling Alice to touch grass, but I'm going to. Get outside more.
Katy, how you doing?
I'm good. The weather was not great today, but it was very sunny yesterday. So I went outside on my lunch break at work and I photosynthesized like a plant emerging from the dirt. I
also went outside yesterday, much to my chagrin.
I am proud of you. I am proud of you. You are thriving. I am proud of you.
So, Katy, in the last episode, you touched on that you were doing a succession save with some of your friends.
Yes.
For the audience, could you, A, explain what a succession save is, and B, how's that save going?
So succession save is basically you get like a little group of people. We've found kind of 5 or 7 works quite nicely because then you're not, like, you want an odd number, and you each take like a dedicated like amount of time to be manager. It's kind of like an old school hot seat save. So we do 6 months at a time. So one person will do the summer window and up to December. The next person gets January window up to the summer, and then because we've got, I think, 5 of us or 7 of us, one of the two. If you do a January window, your next shot is over a summer window, which is quite nice because it means you've not got the same people doing January. It's going. We took over Vitesse with the sort of aim of rebuilding them from their financial ruin and etc. And I think, let me just double check. The last update we had, we've been arguing about whether or not we should break the wage structure. Okay. So our highest paid player, I think, is on like 10,000 a week. We're in the summer of 2030. We have made it
a few years in the future then.
Yeah, we've made it into the Champions League. We've rejected a £24 million bid from Al Nassr for one of our like really good youngsters. It's been great. I got in trouble because I did sort of break the wage structure a little bit, and when the next player got on, the players were dreadful.
So that's the fun of it, though, isn't it? Yeah. That's the fun of a succession save, is like doing the unexpected, even if you've maybe broken the rules somewhere along the line.
We've basically gone from the Dutch second or third division straight through to the Champions League, like back to back to back to back. I think we've won a couple of cups. I say I've not really done a lot apart from ruin the wage structure and not get relegated. So I'm waiting on my second turn, but it's kind of, progress has been slow. I think one of the things that I always like find with the succession save is when you have like a bigger group, you're waiting 2-3 seasons for your shot, which can be a bit, I kind of get taken out of it a little bit, but yeah. I've been busy, so it's been fine for me.
So the reason I bring up a succession save is that audience, Ank, Katy and I are going to be doing a succession save pretty much straight after today's pod. And we're going to be talking, in today's pod, we're going to be talking about what we want from it. We're going to be designing a manager, kind of going over some of the rules, whether we're going to like limit ourselves to certain things. And if it wasn't already obvious, it's going to be Barrytown. It's going to be the Barrytown women's side. I think it was pretty unanimous. Like I kind of decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to let Katy and Ank come up with some ideas first before I mention Barrytown. And as soon as I'm like succession save, Katy's like, Barrytown, it's got to be Barrytown.
Yeah, it has to be.
You gave us the illusion of choice.
It's always Barry. It's always been Barry. It will always be Barry.
We're fated. We're like doomed. One of the two.
So
Star-crossed lovers or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So it might not be Barrytown throughout. The initial expectation is potentially a journey person save, but that's something that we'll discuss in today's pod, and also going forward whether we want to leave the star-studded team that will be Barrytown. I want to talk briefly about the history of women's football in Wales. And I'm afraid it's a little grim. It's not the best of reading. I don't have the info in front of me because I forgot to save it all. But from memory, as with a lot of countries around this time, women's football particularly took off between the war, or within the wars, as factory workers. As women were working in factories, they would form their own football clubs or their own football teams for morale purposes, just kind of like how the men would form their clubs originally in the 1800s. So in World War I, women's football in Wales and the UK became quite big because most of the men away and morale had to be kept up in the factories. Unfortunately, after the war, it kind of went south a bit. So in England, I believe it was 1921 or 1920, in England, the English FA banned women's football from being played at any affiliated ground, which in essence essentially bans women from playing football. We're talking after that in England, women could only really play football in smaller non-affiliated grounds and park grounds, quite frankly. Unfortunately, the Welsh FA followed suit shortly after, known as the WFA. And it wasn't until 1971, I believe, that the Welsh FA finally allowed women's football to be played at affiliated grounds. Unfortunately, the FAW, didn't actually form their own women's team for Wales. So the Welsh women's team were unaffiliated from the FAW, and that went on for about 30 years until 1993. I think it's 1991 or 1993 that the FAW finally decided to form the women's team. Even then, it wasn't really going up the way we would hope. So the original few matches, I believe in like the 90s, and this is crazy to think of because the 90s wasn't really that long ago, you know. I mean, I was still a kid in the 90s. Like, I was watching quite a lot of football in that time, and the women's team for Wales had to use the shirts of the men's team. So the men's all shirts that they would use for their games would then be hand-me-downs to the women's team. So they weren't even given their own shirts. Then, to make matters worse, if anyone remembers the kind of the glory days of the men's team for Wales, when the Marquews, it was a very successful, well, I say very successful, it was one of the most successful times in Welsh football up until recently, where we started to qualify for major tournaments. I remember a game where the men's team beat Italy. It was 2-1. I Craig Bellamy, and I think it was John Hartson scored. And in that time where the Welsh men's team were the most successful they'd ever been up to that point, the women's team were not allowed to take part in the European qualifiers because the FAW was saving money. They decided that they would save money, and good news, UEFA did fine the Welsh FA, I think it was like 50 grand. Not that much, but it was a kind of a slap on the wrist, and I don't think it happened since. Luckily, things have improved quite a bit since then. Wales even recently qualified for the European Championships. Yet to qualify for the World Cup, though. We did miss out on the World Cup. We lost to Switzerland. So now that brings me... Now we've got that grim story out of the way, and I do apologise. I think it's kind of important that we remember the struggles that women's football had to take off. Like, I was reading some of the quotes and some of the reasoning behind women's football being banned all those years ago. It was unladylike.
Yeah.
And that women's football brought the men's game into disrepute. And it was crazy. It was crazy stuff. So,
I think it's important as well to point out that it's not just an England and Wales thing. Like, it was the same up here. So women's football in Scotland, we were part of the first international women's game in 1881, in which, I don't mind telling you, we beat England 3-0. Right? There was a Scotland-England game at Celtic Park in 1918, just after the war. And then the SFA, same thing, 1924, they were like, nope. No men's clubs can have women playing football on their grounds. Rutherglen, I think in the 23, so just before that ban, obviously the English FA had already banned women's football. So they played Dick Kerr Ladies at Shawfield Park in 23 and beat them 2-0 as well. So I don't want to say that we could have been the greatest women's football team in the world, but all the signs were there, right? There was, I think it was there was a British trophy that in quite American style we'd called the Ladies Football World Championship, where Edinburgh played Preston, and they split that one game each. And I think it's quite important to note, just kind of what you were saying with the UEFA stuff. It wasn't the FA that decided that we should be allowed to play women's football. UEFA told their members that they had to take control of women's football. And shamefully, Scotland was the only UEFA member nation to vote against that motion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, the FA's always try to take quite a lot of credit. But they were forced into it by UEFA, and the SFA didn't want to at all. So
there was do you remember how I just mentioned about the shirts and how like that original women's team, Welsh team that had to play in 1993? They complained to the FAW, and the FAW response was, "Be grateful for what you've got," and that is. Definitely, even after it was approved, even after it all went through, as being affiliated with the FAW, it was still a case of they didn't seem to really care. They didn't really want them there.
Yeah,
they wouldn't even.
I think that
you think you would be proud of any team that represents Wales, but apparently not.
But I mean, I think you see that attitude, like even now, like even if like there's a women's football game on the telly. They're like, oh, we'll just be pleased it's on Sky. I'm like, no, I'm not pleased it's on Sky. A, it should be free to air because it's international football. And B, like, I can watch the Vanarama North on Sky if I want to. Like, it's not a special thing. So, yeah, it's crazy. And I think it's quite interesting how much of how much of a difference there is, I think, sometimes in attitudes towards women's football between Britain and between the States.
Yeah.
Well, I should like chime in for the States, like,
and be like, yeah, we're good at this shit.
Timeline wise, like, we did not adopt football as a sport in anywhere near the same timeline as y'all, which is pretty obvious. But specifically the popularity of women's football was, like you were talking about, the outlawing was dropped in the late 60s, early 70s. Well, Title IX, which is a piece of legislation in the U.S. that outlawed gender-based discrimination in education, basically forced universities, where our strongest youth sports programs were, to equally fund women's sports versus men's sports. And in the 70s, that ended up taking the form so that they could balance gender ratios of things like athletics, track, swimming, single sports where people could excel at the Olympic level, but also team sports like football. And so we were sort of late adopters. It wasn't as if we were, playing at an elite level in the 60s or 50s. But by 1985, when the women's U.S. national team played their first match, we had basically 10 plus years of extremely well-funded women's sports. And so our powerhouse era was a time when we had an advantage that literally no other country on earth had. It wasn't professional level, but it was facilities that were better than you would find in a lot of men's professional level sports worldwide. And that advantage has only within the last probably 15 to 10 years started to reduce as academies become stronger and stronger in Europe and in South America.
Yeah, that's a fascinating look into the American system over the Welsh and English and Scottish.
Basically, we're not the good guys. We just had like a legal loophole on our side.
I think it's quite interesting though, because I think, like, I sometimes wonder if like America had been into like football, soccer, at the same time, whether or not you'd have the same issue. Because I think sometimes you guys being late adopters of the sport in general means that there was much less male ego to have to compete with, because it was like it's new for everybody, right? And I think like the example that I always think about with this is like if someone tried to start, or I don't know if you have like women's American football, like I feel like that probably has very similar issues to women's football here, in that the men have been playing it for so long and they're so protective of it and it's their thing. And I wonder if maybe like the less, I don't want to say importance, but that's sort of what I mean, like everyone came to football at the same time for you guys, and there was much less like established playing before the women's game got big.
I think a pretty good parallel that you can draw like culturally of where a sport's at is basketball. I don't know if you guys follow basketball at all, but in the US, both women's basketball and men's basketball at the college level are extremely competitive and like globally elite. Yeah. But there's a huge deficit in terms of money at the professional level that's only started to change within the past, I think, 3 to 5 years as new TV deals happened and some big stars broke through into the WNBA. But you had exceptional world-class players who were Olympic gold medalists making, a tiny, tiny fraction of what men made, barely making like a full-time income in our professional women's league all through the 2000s. And that was a sport that had the Title IX advantage at the college level, but it didn't translate into professionalism.
Professional sport, yeah.
So let's move on to the club in question, the Welsh club in question, Barry Town United Women's. Now, Barry Town has quite an interesting history. Unfortunately, it was really difficult to find anything about the Barry Town women's side. It's existed for quite a while, but finding that actual history, that written history, was very difficult, although I did come across a few interesting facts. So to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Football Manager, if I could find it. There we go. And we shall bring up Barry Town within Football Manager. And we've got the overview, and I want to show you some some things that I discovered during this. Let's have a quick look at the league itself. So if we look at the stages, so in Wales, there are only 8 teams in the top flight. So there's not going to be many games. It's going to be a very short season. So each team will play each other twice, which means there's only going to be 14 games. And then it splits into 2. So like a lot of teams in...
Scottish League does that, so
yeah, exactly, yeah, and the Welsh men's leagues do it as well. So the league will split into 2. You'll have the top 4 teams will play for the championship group, and then the bottom 4 teams will play in the relegation group, and so you'll have an extra six games. Yeah, so throughout the season, we will only have 20 league games. Under Wales for Barry. There will be some cups. I'm not actually 100% sure. I can't remember. I have done a Cardiff City save with the women's team. But I can't actually remember how many domestic cups there are. I think there's 2. I think there's like the Welsh Cup.
If you click on the club and go to like the club summary, it'll tell you there's one cup. So just the Premier and then the Welsh Cup.
Oh, okay, cool. Fantastic. So it's going to be a quick season, which I kind of like. It means we're going to be able to fire through the seasons quite easy, and that we can rotate. We need to talk about, I think later in the pod, we have to talk about whether we want to do a whole season each or whether we're going to do half a season like Katy's succession save. But I want to take you to, if I can remember what it is, history. I've forgotten where it bloody is. I gotta find it somewhere.
I think you go to
there, club site.
Club site.
Left.
Not that one.
No, top left card. Not down. Yeah, up.
Up, Alice, up. No.
That one. Yes. We got it.
About
Fucking
club.
took it.
Club history.
I really enjoy it.
History.
Left.
I want to take your eyes to here. This little area here. As you can see, the team won the Welsh Cup 4 times. This happened around the same time as the men's team was successful. I don't 100% know if these were linked in any way, but this was the glory days of the men's team, and it was also the glory days of the women's team for Barry Town as well, especially domestically. But interestingly, Barry never played domestically during this time. They played as part of the English League. As you can see it here, it says the highest league position was 6th in the WSL. Now, it's important to remember that the WSL, as it stands now, did not exist at this time. But this is the old WSL that they took part in. It was, I can't remember exactly what the name of it was, but this was the top flight of English football, and Barry Town were there. And it goes back to what we were just saying a moment ago with Welsh football in general. I never knew this. Back at this period of time, like this late 90s, when I was quite into real life football, I'm not anymore, but at the time I was very much into real life football. At the time I used to go to Barry Town games. Yeah, how did I not know that the Barry Town women's team were this successful in British football? Like one of the most successful, like the single most successful Welsh women's team at the time. And it goes back to just a case of the lack of kind of if it being in the media or anywhere. Like I don't ever remember reading a newspaper, like the local Welsh Echo or the South Wales Echo is the newspaper back at the time. I never remember reading anything about this. The Barry had its own newspaper as well. I never remember reading anything about the women's team in that either.
So interestingly, I was just having a wee dig around on Wikipedia there.
Yeah.
So Barry finished 6th that season.
Yeah.
Millwall and Liverpool were relegated, Arsenal obviously won the league, whatever. The other teams were Doncaster, Charlton, Everton, Tranmere, Sunderland and Southampton.
Oh yeah, I do. Now you bring it up, I do remember Tranmere being quite a big team in women's football.
Yeah, and the season after that, Barry got relegated and folded before the next season could begin.
That season would have been what, about 2002?
Yeah.
Something like that.
01, 02.
The reason being is that's when the men's team also folded. So Barry Town had a very successful period up until that point, but they spent too much money on wages to get that success.
Same, honestly.
So is Barrytown United men's and women's a Phoenix club?
Yeah.
Of Barrytown? Okay.
Yes, but they retain the accolades
history,
of
Yeah.
Barrytown AFC, because it used to be referred to as Barrytown AFC, but they changed the name of it in the intermittent period to Barrytown United.
Another question. The Welsh Cup in this period, was that a pathway to Europe? Did they ever play in Europe?
Do you know what? I actually don't 100% remember. I don't think so. The Welsh Cup in the late 80s I'm not sure about the women's, but in the late 80s, the Welsh Cup was a way into Europe for Welsh teams. It used to have, that's why Cardiff, Swansea, Wrexham, and I think even Newport at some point, they all got into European football through the Welsh Cup. They never, even though they were a lot of the time they were playing in the English League, they were getting there through the Welsh Cup. A couple of years ago, this was for men's football, the Welsh teams playing in England were going to enter back into the Welsh Cup. And that would have been a route into European football for them. The teams all agreed. The FAW all agreed. It was the English FA.
Yeah.
They're the ones that declined. They just, I guess they didn't want...
Because they didn't want Championship and League One teams.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
In Europe.
They didn't want them to have, I guess, an unfair advantage, even though there were safeguards around that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the money from those entering Europe was going to be given back to the Welsh League itself. Mm-hmm. So had they gotten into a group stage, which no Welsh team has ever done before, that money would have then gone back into the league.
So I'm just looking online here. In answer to Ank's question, yes, it was.
No, I don't know what the timeline was on like what Women's Champions League equivalent was like the competition at the time in like the late 2000s,
Yeah, so,
mid-2000s.
Because Wales had no national women's league, I feel like I might be running an analysis period a little bit here. Until the Welsh Premier League was established in 2009, the Welsh Cup was the only ticket to the Women's Champions League. However, unlike the men's game, English-orientated clubs are allowed to participate.
So were the Welsh women's teams not allowed to get Europe through the league, had they done so?
They
didn't have a league.
Yeah. Or there was no top flight official league?
Yeah, there was no official top flight.
Sorry, what I meant was the Welsh clubs playing in England. Had they won?
No, so I think unlike in the men's game, if you had Welsh clubs playing in England, they could play in the cup and were allowed to participate.
Okay.
Whereas in England, they weren't.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't allowed to get into Europe.
There was a period in time where in the men's game they were allowed to, but that's obviously passed.
Yeah.
That's like all of Wrexham's Welsh Cup wins.
Yeah.
The 4 million that are in their club history if you play them.
There was a time when I think the Welsh Cup they would I think I can't remember if it was the Welsh Cup or the Welsh League Cup. I think it was the FAW Cup at the time, and the Welsh clubs playing in England were playing in that competition, but because they didn't get European football from it, they didn't really try. So they were winning it often, but they didn't really try. So let's have a look. Unless you have anything to add to that, let's have a look. Let's go past the history of the Barrytown squad, and let's start having a look at the current squad. So this is the current squad. World famous actress Emily Blunt is our goalkeeper. So that's good to know.
Can I just check, Alice? What height is the goalkeeper?
Well, we're talking about Molly. 166.
Molly. Okay. Oh God, this is
Molly's 5 foot. She's 5'4".
one. Gotta do a conversion over here. Oh, they're killing me.
5'5".
She's taller than Emily, who is 163. There's nothing wrong with Molly. Molly's going to be a.
Listen, I'm sure
I think Molly is an enemy of Katy.
However, I have seen Molly in this game get lobbed from 45 yards. I don't know if you remember the inaugural episodes of the Women's FM show, where I was very displeased. I've got some demons to exercise here.
Molly has a driven personality.
If
So
Molly
she
can
may
drive
have got
a couple
lobbed from
of extra
45
inches into her
degrees,
heels,
but she
then
tried her
feel free.
damn best to get to that
No,
fucking ball.
she did jump. I'll grant her that, but it was ineffective, I would say. You will notice that Molly only has an area reach of 11.
You laugh at that. That's actually pretty good. She's actually, I think she's one of, not the best, but one of the best goalkeepers in the league. I think she's better than the Cardiff goalkeeper, if I remember from memory.
I just need you all to know that I will be signing many tall ladies. As many tall ladies as possible.
This is discrimination.
No, it is simply...
I would like
hiring the best
4'11"
people for the
ladies to be
job.
signed instead, please.
I did actually. Do you know? I signed. I can't remember what I was doing. I was playing a women's save at one point recently, and I signed. Is she South African? There's a centre mid that starts as like a free agent, and I cannot for the life of me remember her name. But she's 4'11", and it was like watching Messi. It was sensational. The centre of gravity is so low, and she's fast.
And
it was amazing.
Do you know
I love
Molly,
the engine for women's football. Actually, like it's so. It's
Molly
so
may be at risk of getting lobbed. That Molly's going to be a shot stopper. I tell you that now. From point blank range, no one beats Molly here.
If they work ball into box, yes, absolutely.
It sounds like during
if they shoot on sight.
During the 24-25 season, she did win the Golden Glove and had 7
Okay, I'm sorry,
clean
Molly.
sheets.
I take it all back. I've disrespected her. It's not even started.
7 clean sheets, by the way, in a league with what you said,
12 games.
12 games, yeah, 12 games. So
No, so 20 games total.
20 games total. Okay,
It's 20,
my bad.
after
Okay.
the league's 14 regular games, and then after the league split.
I can't help but feel
20
they're
games.
playing too many games. You know.
I'm also like trying to determine from this picture of her at the awards ceremony whether she is or isn't 5'5". Inconclusive.
She is 5'5".
Inconclusive.
Okay.
Some of these
166
heights are just plain
centimetres is
wrong.
5'5". That's true. So
these
sometimes they just have a random value.
Yeah.
For instance, my goalkeeper in my Hereford save, their real life men's goalkeeper, is also 5'5", and I'm relatively certain that's not the case in real life.
I did like some scouting before the Succession save. I like went and had a wee look, like in my own save file.
Yeah.
Found this like phenomenal like lower league like 6'7" giant of a man to play up front. Searched for him on the Succession save that we all ended up playing. He was 5'4".
We love randomized heights, yeah.
I've never been more disappointed in my life. The only thing this man had going for him was his height. Honestly, like
Just have
couldn't
to find
finish.
another 6'7" man.
Yeah, I did. I love a tall man.
Let's look at some of the other star players in our team. So we've obviously got Molly as our goalkeeper. Again, one of the best goalkeepers in the league. In defence, we have Emily Freeman. She looks pretty good.
5'6".
This is some pretty good stats for this league. We've got
I'm a big fan of
Ellie
the 12
Pearce.
pace.
She's fast. So Ellie Pearce is going to be very fast for us. I can't
Ooh,
say
pace
she has
16.
Yeah. And again, that
about
pace
4 foot tall.
will be very, very noticeable
Yes.
in this
Yeah.
league. From my experiences with the Cardiff save I did, it's gonna matter. Chelsea Cochran is our only international. She is currently 2 caps for Northern Ireland at the age of
Very
25.
well rounded as well.
And she is currently in the national team. This isn't like old caps and never played again. She is currently in the Northern Irish
I have to say,
team.
I'm a huge fan of having 14 flair on my defensive midfielder. I feel like this save is going to challenge everything I know about building a tactic. Genuinely, get me in about it.
A little more attacking is Erin Murray, and Erin Murray is a baller. She is.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
Getting on a little bit at 29.
She's 29 now.
Is she our captain? She should be our captain. Leadership 17.
I imagine.
This is women's football's James Milner that we're witnessing here.
To 29? Oh.
But the thing is, she does have 17 natural fitness. So
James Milner?
That 10 acceleration and 8 pace, let's hope she can hold on to that. Because if she starts to lose those earlier rather than the later.
No, listen, I'm not going to lie to you, Alice. This is a player that is like, just Harry Kane just moves back the way the older she is.
Yeah,
she'll be in goal by the time she's 35.
Honestly, I think Erin Murray is going to be fantastic for us. And then the other one of note, who is probably going to be, I don't think we're going to be able to keep hold of her. It's India Shanahan. She is only 21 years old. She's our striker / winger, wherever we want her to be.
She's tall.
I know. So we actually have a tall player here. And she, again...
She's 5'6".
Like Chelsea, she is... no, it wasn't Chelsea, sorry. It was Ellie, wasn't it? Like Ellie, she is very, very pacey, but she also has a lot of other things going for her, and she is only 21, so...
15 flair, oh my word.
Yeah. I remember in the Cardiff save, I believe I actually signed her for... by that point, by the time I signed her, she wasn't a key player at all, but she did come off the bench and she did have a couple of starts and she did really well in those games.
I seem to also remember Becca Thomas being quite good.
Becca Thomas, let's have a look. Becca Thomas, 18. She's only 18 and looking
Very good potential. Yeah.
I think she's going to be one of our starters. Speaking of potential...
There's lots of flair in this team. Lots of flair.
Speaking of potential, because you could kind of see that. You've got... Sienna Stone as well. She's only 18. Lucy Coles, only 18. And
sorry, go back. Is that 18 flair?
Lucy Coles.
Oh my word.
18
17
flair,
dribbling.
17 dribbling. She's got a bit of pace and acceleration to go along with it.
My word.
Lucy Coles is getting a 10-year contract. I'm taking no further questions.
So I want to introduce you to something a little bit interesting, the reserves. Now, when we go on to the reserves, you'll notice it changes the name.
Look at all them stars.
Barrytown United Linnets. Linnets is the nickname of Barrytown. So we are the Linnets.
Like a little bird, right?
Yes. I don't know where, I guess, I don't know why we're the Linnets. It's not been part of a club crest at all that I remember. Before they went into administration, Barrytown had a sick club crest with a dragon on it, but they got rid of that after they reformed. But there is a player here I want to bring your attention to, and that's Evelyn Ingram. Evelyn Ingram is a centre-back that is 161 centimetres. She's got 8 jumping reach, and I can guarantee you we're going to be playing her.
Are we?
Unless we can find in the opening transfer window, unless we're able to find another centre-back, we only have 2 dedicated centre-backs in the first team. We do have some players, quite a lot of players actually, that are able to play centre-back, but not particularly well.
I have so many questions about some of the positions that I'm seeing here. Like, why does it say my right-back is an attacking midfielder?
Who are we talking about here?
Fionn Spence.
Fionn Spence.
Like, right-back is listed first, but she's an attacking midfielder. Like, what is going on?
And striker. Don't forget striker.
Yeah.
Let me find her. Where is she? I think it's one of the strikers. If I can find it. I think it's Erin Murray. Yeah. Erin Murray, goalkeeper.
How tall? No, not tall enough. No way.
166. She has a goalkeeper rating of 4, and she's also
That
clearly
might be the
played there.
highest goalkeeper rating I've seen an outfield player have, you know.
Yeah, it's good, right? Like we might at some point have her in goal,
I'm really
other than Emily
curious.
Blunt.
Do me a favour, can you check what Harry Kane's goalkeeper rating is?
Harry Kane. 4.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Although Harry Kane has, he's a lot taller than.
No, so I think
Erin Murray.
they do that when there's like, they've actually played in net before.
Yeah, and given that there's only currently 2 goalkeepers, it wouldn't surprise me if at some point.
Would you like to know why? Would you like to know why Erin Murray has a goalkeeper rating of 4?
Oh no, why?
Because on the 14th of February 2025, Barry were 2-1 down at halftime away at Caldecott Town,
Yeah.
and goalkeeper Morley Arneson got herself sent off 2 minutes after the restart. There was no keeper on the bench,
Oops.
and it was Erin Murray that went in goal.
Fantastic. I love that. So Erin Murray, a backup goalkeeper.
Yeah, and saved 2 penalties in the shootout
No way. That's
to help
cool.
them go through.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Second half clean sheet, 2 penalty saves, Barrytown went through. Unbelievable scenes.
So we have quite a few potential stars in the reserves as well. Again, this is the reserves is basically another youth squad. They're all quite young, and they do have some potential. We've got Yasmin Wilcox, potentially the best of the bunch, but then like Libby Emmanuel, 16 years
15
old.
agility, 17 flair. I am about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see Libby Emmanuel being a superstar for us if she's able to. Although she's only 16. She is
She's just a
158
baby.
centimetres.
She's just a baby.
And then again, if we go back down into the under-19s, where we are starting to see the 15-year-olds and the 16-year-olds, Rion Khan.
Can we look at
of
Ruby
luck.
James for a second?
Ruby James, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a theory on the really weird position spread of especially our older players.
Okay.
So this is just a theory, but I'm thinking about like an NWSL player that I ran across on Instagram recently. She played as a forward in college soccer at the University of Texas. And then had a really bad injury, I think an ACL tear, which is a much, much, much more something that women are more prone to than men. To like a kind of alarming rate in especially like youth soccer.
Yeah.
And afterwards, she had a really weird career path where she left soccer for a while after she left university, then went to the USL Super League, which is the other professional women's league in the US, then went to Napoli and played there for a season before she got into the NWSL at about 25. And when she went to Napoli, because she had lost so much pace, they retrained her as a center back. And that was her pathway into the NWSL, it sounds like. And I'm wondering whether some of these, especially these older players, who they have like competency in right back or center back or something like that, whether they were originally strikers that got shifted back there for various reasons.
Potentially.
Injury related, age related. I don't know. That's my working theory. Because I think that may happen more often in the women's game than it would in the men's.
You've got Chelsea here. She is a left back. She's a right midfielder, attacking midfielder, centre back, all in the centre. Yeah, I can see. Luckily, the interesting thing is we have quite a young squad. Like, this is a ridiculously young squad. We do have those 2 29-year-olds. Yasmin Turner being the other one. Might play some, depending on what we do, might play a feature for us. But other than that, like, these players are going to last a long time in this league. Let's have a quick look at the youth setup and have a look at our youth coaching and our youth facilities. not that great. If we
They're
go
not that
I was going to say, those don't look bad at all. And then I realized they're grayed out stars.
Those are
not
silver
gold
stars, yeah.
So yeah, no, we're kind of in trouble there.
So as you pretty much is obvious by now, we are going to be playing at Jenner Park. Jenner Park is an all-seater. There are no standing areas for Jenner Park. It's 2,375 all-seater. I don't know if that's the actual capacity, but it is quite big for Welsh football, Welsh League football. I think it's one of the biggest grounds in the Welsh League. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, academy coaching average, youth level NA. We don't have a youth level. Youth recruitment.
So does that mean that our youth teams aren't in a league?
Well, yeah. Where did the linnets come from if we have no youth?
I don't know.
I love that so much of this is Alice being like, I'll show you a thing, and then go, no, I don't know how to find the thing.
Yeah.
Tell me where that thing is.
If I remember correctly, from when I used to play in the women's leagues in Wales, Barrytown United Linnets is a couple of leagues below Barrytown.
Right.
So they play as part of the Welsh system.
Yeah.
So they'll be playing up against the teams that can get promoted and relegated. So yeah, I don't know about the under-19s themselves, but yes, the Linnets themselves do play league football.
Interesting.
Okay.
Let's have a quick look at some of the other teams in the league. This is going to be tough. This is a tough save for Barry. When you look at this league, you've got Cardiff, Swansea, Wrexham, TNS. You've got the biggest club in Wales, in the Welsh League anyway, in men's football, TNS.
We're the biggest club.
Are they a Welsh club though?
That's a good point.
This is an open question.
You've got Cardiff, Swansea and Wrexham. They all have that backing of the men's squads, each of them in a very successful position in Welsh football. And then you also have Aberystwyth. Don't underestimate Aberystwyth. They do have some pretty good players. So we're going to struggle. If we look at the club vision, our 5-year plan. So within 5 years, we're expected to develop the best youth system in the country. Which given our youth level at the moment...
Yep. And how much money do the board have?
Yeah, not much.
Okay.
I think we're going to be bought out by the Saudi government, and that's how we're going to get there. We will be part of sports washing.
I think if we get to a point where the Saudi government are buying a women's football team, I'll have some words for mine.
Sports washing.
Yeah.
Which actually,
do we have...
Fun story. The Saudi Women's League, which is a thing, is trying to do the same thing that the Saudis Men's League is doing, where they're trying to get like aging stars from abroad and then like youth talent from abroad and make it a thing.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like that'd be more successful as well, because I feel like more so than men's teams, like women's footballers need like the financial security.
Yeah.
So like if they're not overly principled individuals...
Women can make bad choices too.
I'm still absolutely fuming at Jordan Henderson. I cannot lie.
Yeah, but he brought freedom and inspiration, and to the LGBTQ community in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
He said so. It has to be true.
It must be true. Well, I've seen the video of Brendan Rodgers. That I genuinely thought was AI when I first saw it. Sorry, Alice, continue.
You're good. So despite the fact that they want us to develop the best youth system in the country, they only expect us to continue being an established Adran Premier League team. They're not expecting us to improve. They just want us to stay here. But interestingly, they're not actually judging us. So we get relegated, we might only get sacked because there's no league to go into, rather than them potentially not actually wanting to sack us, depending on how good we are at the time. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I mean, I can't make any promises. Do we have any affiliate clubs?
Yes, Barrytown.
It's that mysterious affiliate link where it gives you no information whatsoever other than
it just says a mutually beneficial
relationship. And you can't renegotiate it and you can't cancel it.
So what I meant was, is there anyone we can loan players from?
No, not right now. We're going to have to make our own affiliates. We do have some rivals. Cardiff is the first one. If you look at the supporters,
that makes sense.
What they're expecting, be competitive against Cardiff City. They are difficult.
Cardiff Met.
Yeah, and if we ever go up against Cardiff Met University, then we are expected to be better than them. They are below us, so that shouldn't be too difficult. And again, unless they get promoted, it is only going to be in the Welsh Cup that we meet them. I want to have a quick look at some of the other teams. So I just mentioned Aberystwyth, and they have a player who I am terrified of. They have, where is she? Libby Azak.
Oh my word.
I've got attribute masking on. I forgot to turn it off for this one.
What are you trying to do to me? Attribute masking on?
So
we have scouts.
No spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying not to make it
too easy. Katy.
Libby Azak is going to be terrifying. I imagine if we come up against her, we're going to have to lock her down some way. Again, another player that's very interesting in her positioning. She's a centre-back, a centre midfielder and a striker. But she's not a defensive midfielder or an attacking midfielder. Like, she could play in those three spots, but can't drop that back or drop forward a little bit. Interesting. If we look at Cardiff,
I am getting a distinct impression that a lot of the positions at this level are just, they don't matter.
Yeah.
If I find a cam that can tackle, they're playing fullback. Like,
Cardiff are going to be the difficult ones. They're going to be real tough. They do have a couple of potential players for the Welsh national team as well.
I loaned
Madison
Fiona Barry,
Parrott.
I think. Yeah, I loaned her when I was playing. I think I loaned Fiona Barry as well, and she is a baller.
Yeah, Fiona Barry's very, very good. She's only 19 as well.
173 centimetres,
Yeah.
Tall.
Madison Parrott is only 18. She's terrifying. She gets really good at some point. And I think Fionn Price as well.
Yes.
She's currently injured. She's out for a while, but when she gets back...
Outrageous footballer.
Yeah, she's going to actually tear up this league.
Look at that corner taking. Just go back to the corner taking for a second.
Yep, somewhere between 16 and 20. If I remember correctly, it's probably 16. I think it's 16.
I think her free kick taking's a 17.
Yeah.
I seem to remember, but yeah.
If we take a look at Wrexham as well, Wrexham aren't quite there yet, but they have the money. So they're not yet better than Cardiff, but they will be if they're allowed. Yeah, exactly. For this league.
Oh, you've got them on annual though, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Thought we were out here paying Bunny Shaw wages.
I was like, what? Money in Wrexham. Rob and Ryan are being very generous over there.
I thought we had players in the Welsh League making Bunny Shaw kind of money. I was like, no, I can't. We're going to have to leave.
You got Jodie Bartley. She is on insane amounts for this league. She is on somewhere between 22
the national average full-time salary.
Yeah.
And Rosie Hughes is quite good, right?
Rosie Hughes is, she's not too bad, if I remember correctly.
I remember her being hyped up a lot in the documentary and like social media and stuff.
Yeah. In this game, I don't think she's quite as good. Katy Barker, again, another player that they are playing insane amounts for this league. It's actually crazy. So they're probably going to end up the best team unless we're able to do something.
They have an international player for the Pakistan women's national team.
Yes.
Wow.
That's interesting. I assume she's probably a dual national, but
3 caps and 2 goals. Right. So you just brought up something. So in my Cardiff save, which I started during the beta, where am I going to find the rules for this league? Here we go. Rules. In my beta save, for whatever reason, there were no work permits.
Oh, that happened in my Bristol City. We talked about that a little bit on one of the podcasts, I think.
Yeah,
there was a work permit
We did.
issue.
Yeah. We talked about that. And I can't see anything about work permits here either in the rules. So I have a funny feeling it's not been fixed. So we are allowed to just go wherever the fuck we want for players.
All right, wait until there's like 15 Americans in our team in my season. So.
Good luck trying to convince any of them to come into sunny Wales.
Rob and Ryan, they're in the league. We could be like them.
So what I want to bring up here as well, if you look at the prize money, 9K for winning the league. Wrexham are paying some of their players almost 30K a year.
Can you
3 times the amount of the actual prize money for winning the league.
Yeah.
Can you jump into the Women's Champions League rules for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm curious. I assume that we have to probably, if we were to win the league or win the Welsh Cup or both, we would still have to go through some sort of like qualifying rounds.
Yeah, we do.
Because our nation
first qualifying round.
So, very fascinating about this is that you don't play teams twice in the qualifiers. You play them once. So you have like mini groups. So in the Champions League qualifiers, you have mini groups where you play like 2 or 3 games in success. I think it's like 4 teams in a group. Yeah, it's 4 teams in a group. You play each other once. You play against somebody once, and then the winners go on to the next stage, and then they're the winners, and then they go. You'd have to experience it to get it. I can't really articulate it well. It's not the easiest system to get into, and unfortunately, there's to be no draws either. So, there we go.
I was just looking at the rules. I want to see how much money we make for getting into the Champions League.
Here we go. So you got the Champions Path, one, and then it's split up into all these groups. So in each of those groups, you have the semi-final. So you play against a team, and then they'll go on to a winner, and the winners will play against each other in this playoff final. But then you also have a third place playoff.
Oh, for what purpose?
I think it allows you to go into the league path. So then once you get past the Champions Path, you go into the Champions Path too. But then the third place playoffs, I believe, go into the league path or something. I don't fucking know,
I don't
mate.
like this.
I don't know.
Let's think about this in about 5 seasons when we've actually qualified.
I'm sorry I asked, actually. No, all
We'll
I
make
wanted
some
to look
money,
at was
Katie. Whether it's a lot of money or not, it remains to be seen.
Unless you get to the league phase, there is virtually no money involved. Like, there's going to be some, but it's not much at all. And it's not going to make that much.
Is
it
it
didn't
going
make
to
much of a
pay
difference with
for a
Cardiff.
scout to go and scout Africa?
You want to send a scout? We could send scouts to South Africa. That's fine.
Okay, good.
Finances. 20K in the bank. That's going to go far. If we look at the projections,
We are going to
I don't think we're going to
down.
be scouting Africa, Katie. Sorry.
I might have to do it manually, you know.
Yes.
But alas, Alice has turned on attribute masking.
Well,
It just means you have to work harder at it.
we can discuss whether we have attribute masking on in a bit.
Someone's going to log on
I'm
for their
realizing
turn and there's
I've
going to be like
literally never
300
played
players
a
on
save
trial.
with attribute masking off because I didn't realize that's what attribute masking off meant.
Oh.
Like I've always had it toggled on. I thought that there was some more severe where you couldn't see attributes at all and there were just no numerical values. But no, I've misunderstood that completely.
Your life just got so much easier.
I know, I'm not doing it.
Would just like to say that if at any point anyone logs on for their turn and there's like 400 players on trial at the club, don't worry about it. Just mind your business. Can we play trialists in the league? I'm guessing not.
No, we can't. So we are under, like, we will be starting under wage budget by a little bit. I think we have enough for a couple of players.
Yeah.
We'll have to get rid of some old deadwood and then bring some more in. And we should be able to free it up. But 4.5K it's going to get us at least one decent player for this league.
The good news is the
Potentially two
next
if we're
season,
careful.
we're only paying out £1,329.
Yeah, the contracts, as we've discussed in a previous podcast, like the contracts in women's football are a lot lower.
We have
and
decided
especially-
this is all annual, right? This isn't.
Yes. Yeah, this is all annual. I hope you would both agree that I would prefer annual in the actual save.
I think it'll be easier.
I hate weekly wages because with annual, you get to kind of compare it to your transfer budget a little better. And you can, whereas like, if you have it weekly, then you have to kind of do the maths in your head, and I don't want to do the maths. So
I just click like 5 clicks down from what they want. Yeah, you guys take much better care of your money than I do, I feel.
right, let's close that down for the moment. So that's Barry. So we've got a lot to kind of go through when we actually start the save, whichever one of us is going to start the save. Now,
excuse me.
We've discussed in previous podcasts about the narrative of a save and about storytelling. And Ank, you have been so kind, given your expertise at creating characters. You have created us a manager generator. So let me bring up the generator here. Where are we looking? There we go.
I think that deserves a jingle, you know.
I loved it. This looks cool. This looks awesome. So I'm sure Ank would be happy to share this with anyone. We'll put it on the Discord.
Yeah, well, I'll have a version of it that I can post on like Blue Sky or something.
Yeah,
that people can engage with if they wish. So
we need to create our manager. So we're going to be doing this using dice.
Yeah.
So if I remember, so
this is sort of a multi-phase prospect. The part that I was thinking we would do first is the simple stuff, the basics: gender, nationality, age, and then personality traits is something I was thinking would be more vibes based on the results of the other roles, since some of them have direct bearing on personality in mechanical and non-mechanical ways.
So. Gotta get this dice thing to work.
And I also like my general rule with character creation in any game, especially tabletops where you're planning on playing them long term, is like go with your heart. If you feel like you aren't going to enjoy playing a concept or it doesn't fit the rest of the character,
like a pacifist cleric,
pick something you like more, like a pacifist arc that you can't play your way out of and that you will inevitably suffer for. I like complicated bad decision characters, but you still want it to be fun to play, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So you've started us off with the gender. So we're going to start, like you said, the simple stuff: gender, nationality, age, probability, and the personalities. You said we were going to, it was based on the other results, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a D2. So I've got a D2 ready, also known as coin.
Yeah, take the D2.
Kajit Tazwears if you have coin.
So the gender of our manager, 1 for female and 2 for male. So let's go.
What is this, a dice for ants?
What is the coin say, Alice?
So there you go. 3.
It says 3. That's not an option. All right, the manager is non-binary, and whatever pronouns y'all feel like picking, we're going for it.
It's because I had 2 dice. I had a D2, but I had 2.
You rolled 2 D2s. It's not
Are we
damage
gonna
roll,
have to
Alice.
actually flip a coin instead?
I don't have a coin yet. Right, there you go. So female.
Okay.
So it'll be
Okay.
a femme manager. I think that's appropriate. I'm happy with that.
Makes sense.
The next one is going to be nationality. And this isn't going to do a D222. So that's going to be on you.
I'm going to roll this Scout's Honor in Discord, and
so how are you working this out then? Like what's
okay?
one?
So
for
I have
example?
a list from my that I use for randomly generated players on my channel. And I have a list of nationalities. It is in alphabetical order.
We trust
so
you.
if we were to get, for example, 160, she'd be from New Zealand, et cetera, et cetera. They're equal odds. It could be a very weird country.
So there's a part of me that wants like an obscure nation, but
Yes,
then there's
so what
also
do you
another
think
part.
takes?
But there's also another part of me that wants, like, say, America, and then we would have reason to sign like American players or something like that.
Right.
But we'll see what the
We'll see.
what
And
All
like,
right.
the FM
Guatemala
gods,
or something.
the FM
Manager
gods
from
say to us.
Madagascar.
Okay. So our 1D222, our 222-sided die says, oh. It says 222. And 222.
Zimbabwe or something?
I have bad news for you guys.
Oh no!
Do you want to guess what 222 is in an alphabetical based list?
It's Zimbabwe, right? Or Zambia?
I guess I left Zimbabwe off because the last nation I have on this list is Wales.
You're missing countries.
I'm missing Z's. Z's.
Look,
Why?
you are
But it cuts off at 222.
You're missing
Wales.
X, Y, and Z, but fuck it, it's Wales. Like that's the FM gods
It's a
have
building
spoken.
nation,
Well,
is it? Okay, let's
She's
go.
Welsh. The FM god said, "Why would a Zimbabwean be managing in the Adnan Premier League?" Adnan, we're gonna have to learn how to say it.
The odds of that are literally 1 in 222.
Yeah.
That is crazy that we got Wales.
Yeah, the Scout's honor. It's a public role.
No, I believe you.
I will amend this list in the future because I don't know why it cuts off at Wales, but you know, we got Wales.
That's mad.
So
Yeah, because you missed it.
age
You're
was
missing.
the
I don't know.
next
You're
one.
missing Y and Z, basically, aren't you? Like
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yemen,
we can't
for
be from
example.
Yemen. We can't be from
Yeah.
Zimbabwe or Zambia. Okay.
The next one, let me add my dice, is going to be age. So for this, how did you work this? Age probably one.
Yeah,
D100?
so I can roll
You do
this.
this. Yeah,
I
you
can
do
roll
this.
this one too. Sorry. The shill that I will do for the bot in Discord is for Dice Maiden, which has been used for many years for our D&D games. All right. So the reason I'm doing 1d90 minus 20 is so that we'll get equally weighted for each age between 20 and 70, basically.
Okay.
Which I think any of those we could probably role play in a satisfying way. All right.
So how are we going to be?
57.
57. We are
57.
Oh, me
experienced.
knees. Me knees.
So we should probably be writing all this in the chat.
We should be. I hope someone is recording this besides Chris.
I was going to say, we could always just rewatch the podcast, right?
We're going to actually find out in real time when this posts what our character is.
So we're
Yeah,
female.
by Monday I will have forgotten.
We
all
are
of it,
female, we're Welsh,
actually.
and we are 57. So that's the basic thing. So now we're going to be moving on to phase 1. So the question is,
What about our personality traits? Or do we do them after?
I think the personality is part of this.
Yeah, personality is
Yeah.
going to be kind
okay.
of vibes based.
Yeah.
Because there
Gotcha.
actually is like a personality trait section when you go through character creation. And some of these refer to that, and others we can probably just choose for ourselves if we don't hit any of those.
Okay.
So phase 1 is childhood and upbringing. I won't go through all of them, not the meaning anyway, but the results, we've got rags to riches, child star, well-connected, a legacy hire, book smart, and a tragic backstory. I don't know about you two, but I want the fucking tragic backstory.
No, I want to be a Nepo baby. Imagine how shit a Nepo baby you'd have to be to end up managing in the Welsh first division.
The good news is we do already have a D6. So I am going to roll us our D6 and see what
11.
we get. We get 4. So we are a
we're a
legacy
Nepo
hire.
baby.
Oh, we are a Nepo baby. All right. We got to pick some famous Welsh football adjacent person to be related to.
Who's
So-
ancient.
The meaning here for the audience is you're the child or sibling of somebody very, very famous. Add them as a relation via the editor. So when we start, we can add them as a relation. So now we've got to start thinking who we're related to. And don't forget, we are Welsh.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Gareth
Ian
Bale
Rush.
would be the easiest one. Like
Ian Rush.
We could be Gareth Bale's auntie.
how old is Gareth Bale? Is he 40 yet?
He's I think he's there or close,
Close to that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Gareth Bale's in the game, though, is he?
So I think
That's a good question. It'd have to be somebody that's staff or a player. to
Aaron
actively
Ramsey?
exist.
Aaron Ramsey's a shout.
We can think about it. We don't have
We
to
could
commit
hire
right now,
Aaron Ramsey
but-
later as a physio, perhaps.
Is he a physio in the game?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sure we could make it happen, though.
I think the last place I realized he was in real life was in Mexico and his dog got stolen or something. Very strange tale.
Yeah. That I don't remember. I remember he went to Mexico. I don't remember the dog
he
getting
left
stolen.
Mexico. There was a dog involved.
So now that's it. So we've done that. So we are a legacy hire. Let me write that down on the legacy hire. So the next stage is phase 2, and phase 2 is our professional career. So if we roll a 1 to 2, we get none. A 3 to 5 is lower league veteran. A 6 to 10 is second tier star. 11 to 15 is top tier contender. 16 to 18 is domestic champion. And 19 is a continental icon. And 20 is a generational superstar. So our professional career on a D20. For fuck's sake.
Of course it is.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, if we think about it, maybe this is the result that makes the most sense if she's 57 years old. Like, where was she going to be playing professionally?
I was hoping
Wales?
we would have I was hoping for like 16, 18, like 16 up. And then we could have been one of the members of that, like the FAW's original Welsh squad.
Yeah.
But alas, we are not.
We're not.
Oh, I really hope this is on my dice luck getting out of the way for tomorrow.
Yeah. We're taking the bullet for you, Katie.
We were never more than an amateur player. Pick a non-playing role that fits the vibe that's at least recognized at national level. So it's not going to be pretty, chap. It's not going to be pretty. So that was professional career. None. Let me just edit that.
I cannot believe we've rolled in that one.
Career. None.
And then there is one more phase, and this phase is special.
Phase 3. Wait,
Oh my
what?
word.
This, I assume, is the negative.
This
really,
is the gimmick or the
Yes,
negative
the
or the
gimmick.
challenge of the save.
Oh,
So-
some of this is going to be sensational.
The results are, how'd you get here? Gets the job done. Wed to the system. Nationalist, which I would love.
God.
Which, given we're Welsh, doesn't actually do much
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
sim.
we would meet nationalist immediately, so we should probably not get that one.
Contrarian or internationally loathed, which is
my
probably
God.
my state favourite. D6. So our D6, I think we'll re-roll if we get a 4, because I think that kind of, because we ended up as Welsh.
Yeah, we already have like an almost all Welsh team, so.
Exactly. So, 3, wed to
Ooh.
the system. Start with systems builder and tactician. Your preferred first season formation will become your signature. You can tinker with its element, but you can't give it up for a different formation.
Oh my Christ.
Oh,
This puts a lot of power on the shoulders of whoever starts the save, too.
Yeah. Oh dear.
If we feel like this one is too cruel, we can re-roll.
No, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
No, I'm fine with that. Wed to the system. Wed to the system. Cure. So that's that.
Okay. So there are a couple of like open questions still. We know we have a non-playing role, but we don't know what the specific non-playing role is.
Non-playing role, I would say.
Coaching probably makes the most sense.
I was going to say coaching.
So we should be in. Should we be in the ante of somebody?
Gareth Bale.
Gareth Bale and/or Aaron Ramsey and/or whoever we can find in the game that's like high renowned.
We're just going to go to have you still got FM open?
Should we be no? Should we be the ante?
It has to be somebody in the game.
One of our players.
I guess. Oh.
We could be the mum of like one of our players.
Oh, we could take legacy hire very literally. The legacy hire could be one of the players.
No, because I think we want to. I'm going to min max it a little bit. I think we want to find someone that we can have as a staff member later on.
Okay,
so I think we need to go to the Welsh
Katy
page.
Would be the one. Yeah, we've got min max.
Listen, you're out here rolling nat ones. Like someone has to save this, right?
All right, who's the best Welsh staff member in the game?
I don't know. That's why we need to.
I don't know. That's why we need Alice to have the game open.
Yeah, sorry, I've already closed. Oh no!
Some of this may be like homework, I guess. But
oh no, not homework.
Not homework. Katy didn't have homework pre-pod, so.
So, if we were a legacy hire, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we just be related to the chairman?
Oh my God. Who is the chairman? Do we have a chairman?
Chairman is Luke Williams, who is younger than us.
39.
He's 39. We have to be his mum.
He's also our director of football.
We're old enough. We would be at 57. We're just about old enough to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be. I say we go. Luke Williams is.
I will state for the record that you did email Barrytown about this. And if we are role playing as the chairman and director of football's mum.
Okay, you might be right.
And the thing is, well, if we then move somewhere, we can't take him with us because he's a chairperson as well as being a director of football. So I think if you click on that little Welsh flag for me, Alice.
just for argument's sake, who is the highest renowned staff member that Wales has produced?
Now, where in the flying fuck would I find this?
The way I would do it is go to staff search, which for some reason is not limited by scouting range or anything like that. It's not there because why would it be there? Why would it be there? No, staff database. There we go. Good. There it is. Okay.
Sorry, Uncle.
And then sort by renown. Or reputation, whatever it is.
So you're going to have to take off all the staff interest.
There are no exceptional Welsh staff members.
No, I think it's just
it's just not
the
interested.
Staff interest is stopping you from seeing any. Yeah, they don't need to be interested. The editor is involved. We can ignore their interest.
Yeah.
And I would be tempted to go back to your search.
Go back to your search. Go back to your search.
No, search.
Wait. Yeah.
Add
you have to add Welsh nationality.
that might help.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. So, Gareth Taylor.
Let's go, big fella.
He's the manager of England.
Of Liverpool. He could be our brother.
That's what Liverpool. Sorry, Welsh manager of Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's our little brother. He's our little boy.
Yeah.
He's our little boy. No, brother.
We're very
I don't know if he'll ever work for us though. If he's mainly a manager.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe someday. Maybe someday. What are our other options?
James Cooper.
Oh, he's a
That's
Nugent.
not a real guy.
Yes.
I don't
That's
like
probably
that guy.
no. That's probably safer though.
Any names?
Steve
And
Cooper?
Orson Roberts, technical director at Como. He's a
Yeah,
former
we're never
Welsh
getting
international.
anywhere near that. I think that man, that New Gen Youth head of youth development. I think that's safe.
I saw
Absolutely.
Ryan Giggs on there for a second. He's
that
pretty
is Ryan
problematic.
Yeah, no.
I don't think we need to be related
Personally,
to
if
him.
I was related to Ryan Giggs, I would just sack it all off. Actually,
Mark Hughes, currently the manager of Carlisle. He's not that good anymore.
I was going to say, I don't think I know who a lot of these
by the
people
way.
are. I need to trust the Welsh knowledge of others.
Who's Josh John?
Josh John.
That's not a real
Regen.
guy.
A very good
All these
regen,
fake
though.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
We could be Josh John's mum.
I think Gareth Taylor's sister is probably the most compelling so far, since that is somebody who's at least notable in the game.
And there's on the women's side of the game as well.
Sorry, who was that? You said?
He's Liverpool's current manager. He was under the superb reputation.
There he is.
I reckon we go Gareth Taylor's
Taylor's
bigger
big
sister. Yep,
Yeah.
cool. So Gareth Taylor, let's do that.
Can we be called Wendy?
We can be called Wendy. I see no reason not to be called Wendy.
So
Excellent.
we're going to be Wendy Taylor.
Wendy Taylor.
Wendy
I'm
Taylor.
going to have to work on my Welsh accent.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do a Welsh accent. That's
I
international
imagine-
aggression on my part.
I imagine both of you will potentially butcher it, but that is what it is.
Excuse me.
Say Llewellyn.
What?
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn.
See what I mean? You both butchered it. It's fine.
I think we both tried very hard and
You
did a
did.
wonderful job.
Yes, that's exactly what you did. Right, is there anything else we need to think about our manager before we go? Because we have been recording for a while now. We should probably start to wrap
we're
it up.
ready. I think we're good to go.
We've got a starting point at least.
Yeah. So
We'll probably need to lock in some specifics for like personality and stuff, but
Yeah.
So the question before we go is who's going to start?
not me. Not I think.
I'm off for the next couple of days, 3 days.
Well, that sounds like it's you then.
That sounds like it's Alice.
6 months or a year? There is an odd number of us, so 6 months does actually work because
6
you'll
months will be
get.
quite good.
How
Yeah.
long has
get
it
the
been
start.
taking you guys to get through a year playing solo?
It's going to be quite quick because we are in the Welsh League, so there's only 20
I was going
games.
to say, I couldn't tell you the last time I finished a season.
That's
on a solo
sort
save.
of where I'm at too. Is I finish a season on stream, but like it takes me a while on stream.
Yeah.
Let's go 6 months then, yeah?
6 months is good. Yeah.
6 months. So it's not going to be many games, but I think that works very well. So before we go,
Are we going to try and stream them or no?
I might,
Personal
but
preference.
don't worry
Personal
if we
preference,
don't.
okay.
Yes, yeah. Stop
I
sharing.
might give it a go at some point.
Cool. So before we go, share something outside of football. Katy.
I don't know if I have shared this with the group yet,
Okay.
with the wider world. I got a tattoo.
Oh,
I got... Oh, you can't really see it. It's upside down. It's a cover-up. Hang on.
well, it's fine. We can kind
do
of
it.
like both go upside down.
Oh, we're going on a journey.
Ah.
Do it this way. Hang on. There you go.
Hey, is it the Parthenon?
No. You have
Yes.
shit. You've shown
I
us
think
this.
I've shared it with you guys, but not with the wider world.
Oh.
So I think that was after the last pod. It's the Greek god's house. But it's a cover up of some really shit stars that I had, and the guy that did a phenomenal job,
It looks really
and
cool.
it was incredibly itchy for a very long time. And yeah, that's what I've been up to, and I'm getting my bike fixed, so I'll be cycling again soon. I'll be insufferable and on the roads, and you should all defend yourselves accordingly.
Ank,
That's it. That's all I'm
outside
up
of
to.
football.
My news of the week is that I am probably moving to the UK in May.
Woo!
So that's will be an adventure. Much is still in the air, but if you think I'm intolerable now, imagine how intolerable I can be once I'm a Brighton season ticket holder.
My word.
That's
So
awesome.
we're penciling in a face-to-face
Yes,
podcast.
the
Yeah.
FM Show Network meets up with the boys.
FM Show
Sensational.
Network drinking contest.
Oh,
Alcohol poisoning quite possible.
Yeah, I'll be dead after the
mandatory,
first couple.
I think.
So I'll share with you. I'm upgrading my setup again, despite the fact that I don't stream anymore. Don't question it.
They should play that weird game.
I have
With the
a
pipes.
brand new camera, so I'll be using that instead of a webcam. I'm not using it today because I don't have the right lens. The correct lens is coming tomorrow, which is really fucking annoying. But yeah, I keep upgrading my stream, my setup, despite the fact that I've not really been streaming at all. But I'm sure you guys will enjoy the results regardless. But chat. We're talking about stream. Audience, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. If you would like to see any of us elsewhere, Ank, where can people find you?
You can find me at anklelee on mostly Twitch. I've been streaming. I took most of February off, but I still sort of stream like a Wednesday, Friday schedule, especially like late PM UK times.
Cool. Katy, where can people find you if you want to, if you would like them to view your content?
My content. This is my content. Instagram, I sometimes post on, and I might have a bash at Twitch when work quietens down a little bit. So both of those are in wingbacks because inverted was too long.
And audience, if you want to find me, you are in the exact place you need to be. Just hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, honestly, you just find me here.
This is where Alice and Katy live, and sometimes also in my chat.
Or if you're listening on Spotify, then hit I think there's a follow button also on Spotify.
There is.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you, audience, for hanging out with us today. And we will be giving you regular updates for the Succession save that the three of us are going to be doing over, I hope, the remainder of FM 26. And we will let you know when we swap clubs. And I'm sure when we swap clubs, we'll do another spotlight episode where today we've done Barry. Whenever we switch clubs, or if we switch clubs, we'll no doubt do a spotlight for that club as well, whatever it might be. So thank you very much for hanging out. Take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.